The nature of the beast does not hunt for survival or starvation. The nature of the beast hunts for greed and lust. This seed of wickedness will never die. The aspect of enslaving others will never die. The community where the beast lies feeds the beast, unaware of what they're doing, but aware that they believe they're protecting their own kind from being eaten alive themselves. We've seen it so many times. But anything that hunts merely out of greed and lust is purely a big devil that you're feeding to multiply by great numbers. If we band together, the beast cannot stand. The beast will fall. But as long as there's one prospect who feels the need to feed the beast, then he always will survive. Power is in numbers, but numbers can also be a part of your mind. Psychologically, we've been altered in a sense of being brain dead, functioning merely only off necessity. As we have animal instincts, like animals of the jungle, they sedate us through training and chemicals to strip that away. Because if they do not, we remain dominant. Animals in the jungle hunt for survival, and it's a food chain there. No matter how a lion wants to eat the elephant as he picks leaves from a tree, he's no match. So that protects him in the food chain, because the elephant is humble but can become ferocious in packs about violating one of their members in the pack. But the lioness and the lion and the panther and the jaguar are predators, vicious predators, who will lay in wait for that bloodthirst meal as they pounce you to your death. Now, think about a hybrid. Think of what would happen if you mixed the lion and the elephant, took on the attributes of the lioness and the lion and the physical attributes of the elephant. Could you imagine a beast so vicious, but lay there so humble and gentle until it's time to pounce for supper? I'm quite sure if you were in the jungle, you wouldn't run from an elephant as you watch it pick leaves from a tree and eat berries and fruit. I'm quite sure of it. But as soon as you see the lion, as far as its reputation, you will scatter and flee. These are the things that I'm relating to now as the millennium dawns, and the essence of us not knowing or caring and becoming lost as a generation. That's what they do. They throw a rock and hide the other hand. Then they tell you the rock came from over there in a totally different direction. And they convince you to believe that. So I say to you, brothers, iron sharpens iron. So this process must be practiced. Move in silence. I repeat, move in silence. Do not communicate, even through commuting from places. No strange activity. Move in silence. Therefore, if you cannot see or hear something, you can't eat it. So, the warning is this. Evaluate your surroundings and your situation. Come up with a thesis to allow yourself to reign dominant with the context clues of learning your surroundings and what it would take to maneuver in silence. The mind has enough power to activate communication without the movements of your lips. But it's useless if we all don't practice this maneuver. The traditional elders once taught the village these things. But as the years passed and they continue to tire us, exhaust us, and dumb us down, we no longer have the strength to fight, so they say or think. In closing here, I say, move in silence. They say, love thy neighbor. I agree. But if you don't know that's your neighbor, why are you loving them? Move in silence. Do not allow strangers into your circumference, into your mind, into your thoughts. Don't allow strange elements to process and contaminate your thought process. Move in silence. Do not allow the law of the men who make the law to persuade you that what you feel and think is wrong. Move in silence. Because when you move in silence, the chaos around you is irrelevant. Imagine a big explosion and everyone's running and screaming and crying for help. And you just stand in one spot to see. Is your destiny to die in this chaos? Why run to the unknown? Stand on your own truth, steadfast. Fear nothing but the Most High. Practice these things, I say to you, and move in silence. That is all.